About how we learn. There are three general types of learners. Visual learners, we want to see. Auditory, well, we want to hear. And of course, kinesthetic or tactile, we need to touch and do and act. But most of us, at some level, are a combination of these styles, although we may have certain preferences. So head over here to the Learning Styles Assessment and take this quiz. Some things to get us sorted. So most likely you are a combination. And when we get to my sample, because of course I took the test because I don't ask you to do things that I won't do, I found that looking at these particular examples helped me see why specific forms of studying or gathering or processing information work best for me. So our visual learners need to see things. They like to read and write information, and they like to have pictures. So some tips to get these learners started are to do things like using flashcards, or as you're working on a telepath, take some notes and write some details down. And of course, my perennial favorite, draw pictures and diagrams. I love doing that so that I can see, as it were, what exactly is happening. And color coding can be a really big bonus. To-do lists as well can help us prioritize and see. Auditory learners need to hear. So maybe they need to read those flashcards out loud or read the directions and assignments out loud. You can do this yourself with different audio programs on your phones or your computers. And you can also do things like check out our textbook or any of the textbooks on the phone app or on your desktop. And then you can click those three little buttons in the upper right-hand corner and listen to your textbook. There are so many great options, especially online, for having our screens read aloud to us. So go out there and explore or reach out and have a conversation, and I'll help you. Finally, tactile kinesthetic learners. They need to be active and engaged. What could that look like since we're kind of on the computer a lot? Well, we could be rocking or moving in a chair. We could be walking around when we're reading. Maybe you're one like me who walks when you talk on the phone. And our computers are actually helpful in this form because we're using them to move things around. Whenever possible, get your hands onto things. And this is just the short examples. As you go in and take that test, it's going to show you what your biggest area is. So it gave me a lot of info about visual, but there are more slides for everyone, more examples. That was 50%. That was my biggest section. And then tactile was at 35 and auditory at 15. So as I looked through the sections that looked like this, I realized that my go-to things are often visual. They're things like lists or flashcards and writing things down, or definitely drawing those pictures and trying to process. But then those tactile things are such a big help to me, being hands-on, walking or rocking or moving when necessary. And finally, when I'm really stuck, I go for those auditory supports. So in general, I'm not listening, but when I'm really stuck, I need to read aloud, and that process really helps. And of course, you can listen to the textbook as you read it. Doing those kinds of things will be a big bonus. So take that test, see what it looks like, and see which kinds of supports you're using in general. What helps you with work? What helps you with your hobbies? How are you processing different kinds of skills? That will be part of your list for what the best options are for bringing those things in to school. And don't hesitate to send me a message and let's chat about it. There can sometimes be a little disconnect between what we're doing for, say, work that works really well for us, and then we're trying to transfer those ideas to school. Having some conversations on the Get Set community or talking it to your instructor, these are all great steps to take to see how they transfer to school. So good luck out there, and I hope you find some really great supports like I have on these learning assessments.